Welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about the drive-in with retro movies and the VHS convention at Sherman Theater. And I'm going to show you all the stuff I have here, and perhaps even do the yard sale. Okay, on Friday, we went out to the Mahoning Drive-In. It's a favorite activity of ours, us being my brother and my buddy Todd and his wife Erica, and Mr. Tony of the Dead and his wife Shanna have been going out as well, which is very cool. So we went out and they were showing Reanimator, and they were showing Return of the Living Dead Part 2, and Dr. Butcher MD, which we did not stay for. It gets kind of late, and I'm old. I'm pretty old. I can't stay up as late as I used to. Sometimes we like to stay until the very end. Depends on what the movies are, but it's always a good time. I actually got some footage for you. Footage this time. Take a look.
It's hanging off of me. I don't want to think of what.
This movie, yeah, it's different. She was just like laid up, basically.
Really?
First reserve first. The Finders Keepers Club in there. There you go.
I can't tell you how awesome it is to have a drive-in theater within an hour driving distance with horror movies and retro nights and schlock. I think they're doing the Schlock Film Festival coming up. Next weekend is John Carpenter weekend, which we are planning on going to for, I think, the Saturday show. And it's an incredible time. I mean, you get to sit out under the stars and enjoy all of the different beverages and foods that they have at the concession stand. Really an awesome time. My friend and partner in crime, Todd Kiesling, has a new chapbook coming out very soon called The Smile Factory. He was nice enough to give me an advanced reader's copy here. I haven't read it yet, but I know that it's going to be amazing. And I just wanted to kind of give him a shout out, thank him for giving me that, and kind of keep an eye out for it. It'll be popping up. You can follow Todd over on Facebook and Instagram. Just look for Todd Kiesling, author of The Smile Factory. Awesome artwork too, right? He did that himself. Good stuff. Okay. Alright, so that was the Mahoning. I really don't have too much more to say about it. I've talked about it before. And there's really not much more to say. We watch movies outside. We eat and we hang out. And there's camping. And people freaking play like life-size Jenga in the background. It's a really good time. Before I talk about the Sherman Theater Severed Cinema VHS convention, very quickly just going to show you the couple yard sale things I picked up because it's like barely anything. We hit maybe like 6 yard sales over the course of the weekend, and we also went to the flea market. But it was like in between doing other things, going to all these events, and also it rained a lot today, so things were not as, hopping as I would have liked. So I really just got a little Pez dispenser from 1980. Yeah, this one's from 1980. Paid $1 for it. I might even have it already, but while I was at the flea market, I was kind of like, I gotta get something. I don't want to leave empty-handed. And then I also found the Addams Family, the original Addams Family Halloween special on VHS, which was 50 cents. And I know that it's available on, I think it's Hulu, perhaps. But for 50 cents and knowing I wasn't really going to find anything else, I figured I would snag it up. So that's it. That's all I got this weekend from yard sales. not really that great, but you know, it was something. So on Saturday, my brother and I met up with Tony, Mr. Tony of the Dead, and Shayna, his wife, and went to the Severed Cinema VHS convention. We go every year. I almost never get any kind of footage, but this year I got a very little bit, so take a look at that. The footage doesn't really do it justice. I kind of get a little shy and embarrassed, and I don't want to film too much when I'm in public. I don't know. There's something wrong with me. What can I tell you? But I managed to get a little bit there. And it really is. I mean, it's straight up like VHS. There's really not much else going on there. There may be a couple shirts here or there. They got some DVDs and Blu-rays at some of the booths. Sometimes some magazines and things, old comics. But really mostly centered around VHS tapes, which I only kind of collect. I'm not by no means anywhere near as big a collector as Tony is. He loves this stuff. I mean, if you're a VHS enthusiast or collector or hobbyist or whatever, if you're a tape head, go check out Mr. Tony of the Dead. His channel is almost entirely dedicated to that kind of stuff. In fact, he's like even he's YouTube famous. When we go to Severed, man, he gets stopped like every 3 minutes. Someone, hey, Mr. Tony of the Dead. Yeah, so go check him out, man. Oh, I bought a couple of things. We watched one movie, part of one movie. I didn't stay for the whole thing. They do some screenings in the back room, and I don't know what it was. I got to ask Tony what movie it was, but it was apparently a cannibal thing, but like every 3 minutes, someone was getting laid. Mostly it was like softcore porno, it seemed like to me. I don't know. But it was an interesting movie for sure. So I picked up a copy of Life Force, which I've been meaning to get on Blu-ray, really. I kind of want the Blu-ray special edition from wherever it was, Shout Factory or Arrow, whoever did it. And, you know, that's like $20 or $30. This is $2. So I grabbed this for the time being, just so I could kind of watch it a couple times. And if I'm still really craving it, I'll go get the Blu-ray. And then I picked up a copy of Demon Knight on VHS. Again, you know, it was one of those deals where like I haven't seen it in a long time. And I don't know if I want it on DVD and Blu-ray or Blu-ray. And while I was there, they had it, so I grabbed it. Again, $2. And then I bought, because I think it's like sacrilegious, but I bought a couple of DVDs and Blu-rays there too. I got The Signal, still sealed, on DVD for $1. I really like this movie. It's kind of, I don't want to say indie necessarily, but I don't know how many people have seen it. It may be available on Netflix or Hulu or Shudder. I feel like it's one of those movies that's just constantly always free somewhere. But it's a lot of fun, and it has kind of like this comedic edge to it, and it's also just a little different. And it also reminds me of a book I wrote called Soundtrack to the End of the World, which has a similar sort of premise with sound. And that's why I like it. I don't know, but I picked that up for, it was only $1. Snagged it. And then I upgraded Drag Me to Hell to the Blu-ray, which has 2 versions, the unrated and theatrical versions in there. I had the DVD. I got the DVD copy for like $1 at the flea market last year or the year before. But it's one of those movies that I thought was worth upgrading. This was, I believe, $4. And that was it. That was everything I purchased at the VHS convention. Breathe deep in the night. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in a minute.